people who are going to Walmart find that the things that they need cost so much more, and there are really no producers for some of those products in the United States, that's when it starts to affect consumer mentality, and that's when we get into a bad place. The question is, when will we get there, and what will China do next? And we don't really know those answers.
No, we don't. But again, the point I would make is, up to this point, we are only imposing tariffs on the $200 billion, and those were chosen fairly carefully, the $200 billion in Chinese goods. They're not some of the goods that U.S. consumers need or depend on the most. If the president follows through on his threat to, in effect, have 25% tariffs on all of the more than $500 billion, more than $500 billion in Chinese imports into this country, then you're going to see a real impact on it. That's what I mean when you get into a full-scale war. And, one of the things that'll be interesting to see as we talk about it, we're at a kind of a half measure here. How will China retaliate? Yeah, we don't know. My guess is that given the fact that the president's holding off on the full Monty, if you will, of $500 billion in U.S. goods, in Chinese goods that are being imported out here, imposing tariffs on them, I suspect the Chinese will take a half measure back.
Yeah, history says that's what China does. But along the way, is there a point where the president looks back at trade wars are good and easy to win and has to at least reposition that sort of thing? Because if you're a soybean farmer down in Louisiana and that happens, for those particular individuals in that place, there's a whole new world for a group of people who have it pretty hard already.
Well, absolutely. Any kind of battle is good and easy if you win it, and if you get into it and you don't have a way out. And that's one of the real questions, is how does this end? Because what happened was that we had this negotiation with China, and we thought, we understood, when I say we, U.S. trade representatives like Steve Mnuchin and Robert Lighthizer, that they were going to enshrine some of the changes we were demanding in Chinese law. They were going to change Chinese law. Well, apparently Chinese President Xi saw this and he said, I'm not going to do that because it would be humiliating for our country, for China, and push back. And according to the U.S., basically reneged on some of the promises that his negotiators had made. And that's really the question, because now you're going to have political pressures on President Trump, who faces re-election in 2020. And as you know, this could impact farmers. It could impact a lot of just consumers around the country who are going to have to pay more. But of the Chinese, on the other hand, they have domestic imperatives of their own, even though it isn't quite the same democracy. And one of the questions is Chinese President Xi going to want to be seen as backing down to the dictates of an American president?
Yeah, we ought to know something within hours or at least through the weekend, something to watch. Chris,
I was going to say, maybe something to watch on Fox News Sunday.
I will be watching Fox News Sunday this Sunday. Well, actually, the Rebels are playing at that time, but it may be a rain out. We'll see. I'll be there, Chris, and so will all of our fine viewers.
Well, that's why they invented DVR.
That's true.
But you got to watch it same day, so I get the rating.
So you get the credit. Chris Wallace, you're the man. Have a great weekend. We're learning more about the missiles that North Korea has test fired this week. There's word now they're a lot like ones that we've seen out of Russia. Also, Iran responding to President Trump's request to give him a call as U.S. Navy ships get closer to their destinations in the Middle East. It is a busy News Friday as our reporting continues.
This time, it's his turn. You have 4.3 minutes to yourself. This calls for a taste of cheesecake. Philadelphia Cheesecake Cups. Rich, creamy cheesecake with real strawberries. Find them with the refrigerated desserts.
Introducing the first of its kind Lexus UX and UX F Sport. Also available in hybrid all-wheel drive.
Lease the 2019 UX 200 for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
And Doug.
What do all these people have in common, Limo? Exactly. Nothing. They're completely different people. Pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Are you thinking of buying a stair lift? This essential free guide will answer all your questions. You can find out how a stair lift can improve your life in a few easy steps with this free guide packed full of detailed information. All of your questions answered. What should I think about when buying a stairlift? What type of stairlift will suit my home? What difference can a stairlift make in my life? Answers to these and many more with this free guide to buying a stairlift. A stairlift can be crucial to you staying independent in your own home. They were invented to make your life easier, and this free practical guide, produced with the help of Acorn Stairlifts, will make it easier for you to choose the one that's right for you. So call now, 1-800-908-1851 for your free copy of your guide to buying a stairlift, and have all of your stairlift questions answered today. 1-800-908-1851.
We asked our customers, what do you like most about Consumer Cellular?
I'd say the great customer service.
You have no contract.
The price, the plans.
Plans start at only $15 a month, and unlimited talk and text is just $25 a month.
My phone bill is less than half what I used to pay.
Now I just have everything that I need and all for $25 a month.
Consumer Cellular gives me a discount just for being a member of AARP.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
I can bring my own phone number.
And it's as flexible as you want it to be.
Switching is easy. You can keep your phone and number.
Customer service is just excellent.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 6 times in a row.
They've made me a customer for life.
Switch today. It's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Call 1-800-543-2718. Go online or visit a Target store today.
More bang for your buck than that's money in your pocket.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently. For psoriasis, 75% clearer skin is achievable with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. For psoriatic arthritis, Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ready to treat differently with a pill? Otezla. Show more of you.
Russian fingerprints are all over the missiles North Korea fired yesterday, according to at least one expert. He's a rocket scientist who spent years analyzing North Korea's missile program. He tells the Associated Press the short-range missiles look just like a weapon that's been in Russia's arsenal for a decade. What's more, he says the missiles can adjust their flight to get through gaps in U.S. and South Korean missile defense systems. This comes as U.S. officials tell Fox News North Korea actually fired more missiles than originally reported. Jennifer Griffin reporting live from the Pentagon. Hello, Jen.
Hi, Shep. Well, U.S. officials tell us Pyongyang fired 3 new short-range ballistic missiles Thursday, not 2 as previously reported, breaking a year-and-a-half moratorium on such tests after President Trump and Kim Jong-un began holding nuclear talks. The president's nominee for Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan spoke before meeting the Latvian defense minister moments ago.
From a military standpoint, our operations, our posture will not change. We'll focus on our readiness. And I think what's been reported in terms of missiles and rockets is accurate.
There are signs Moscow is now helping North Korea's missile program. 2 weeks ago, Kim Jong-un met Russian President Vladimir Putin for the first time in eastern Russia. The short-range missiles were fired from a base 50 miles northwest of North Korea's capital. They traveled more than 200 miles before splashing down, Shep.
Jennifer, now we're learning the Pentagon's approved more money to build a wall along the southern border. Is that right?
That's right. Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan will travel to the border tomorrow. He has agreed to spend an additional $1.5 billion to build 80 more miles of wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. And now we are learning that $604 million of that money is being taken from funds appropriated to train the Afghan military.
I won't be reprogramming any more money for the border wall. There was $1.5 billion that was reprogrammed. Some of it did come from money we were underrunning or saving or whatever terminology you want to use from Afghanistan. But we have very smart people here in the department, and we found ways to do this without having any impact on readiness.
In March, Shanahan approved the first transfer of Defense Department money to help build nearly 60 miles of wall in Yuma, Arizona, and El Paso, Texas. Shep.
Jennifer, thank you. The U.S. is threatening to slap Venezuelan officials with more sanctions if they keep supporting the disputed president there, Nicolas Maduro, who's hanging on to power a week after that attempt to oust him. Plus, we already have red light cameras and speed zone cameras. What about a robot that actually writes tickets? One man's invented one and says it'll make traffic stops a whole lot safer.
Meet the Ninja Foodi, the pressure cooker that crisps. It's the best of pressure cooking and air frying all in one. So in as little as 30 minutes, it will be crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and on your table. The Ninja Foodi, the pressure cooker that crisps.
Ruby Tuesdays Pick 3, starting at just $11.99. Pick a tasty app, pick a savory entree, and pick a sweet dessert. The choice is yours. Ruby Tuesdays Pick 3, starting at just $11.99. Now delivering directly to you.
This is Huntsville, Alabama, aka Rocket City, USA.
This is a very difficult job. Failure is not an option.
More than half of employees across the country bring financial stress to work.
If you're stressed out financially at home, you're going to be too worried to be able to do a good job.
I want to be able to offer all the benefits that keep them satisfied.
It is the people. That is really the only asset that you have.
Put your employees on a path to financial wellness with Prudential. Bring your challenges.
The #1 rated Ego Power Plus mower. Featuring Ego's patented 56-volt arc lithium battery technology, it exceeds the cutting torque of gas. Durable, weather-resistant construction makes mowing in wet conditions easy. The self-propelled model makes it effortless. And it folds flat in seconds for storage. The Ego Power Plus mower, exclusively at the Home Depot and Ego authorized dealers.
Have you ever seen something so beautiful that all you could say was, wow? Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, where anything is possible because everything is included. Wow. Get up to 65% off. Call 1-800-BEACHES.
Termites. We're on the move.
Hey, Rick, all good?
Oh, yeah, we're good.
We're good. Terminix, defenders of home.
Pat Boone here again for Relief Factor. And recently I asked Pete and Seth Talbot, the father-son owners of Relief Factor, why they're willing to sell their 3-week quick start for only $19.95, only $1 a day, which is less than it costs them to get it to people. And Seth came back and quickly said because people like to stay out of pain, so they order more.
The pain, it was almost unbearable. When I started taking Relief Factor, it just seemed like everything relaxed. To me, it is a lifesaver.
And Relief Factor is 100% drug-free and helps your own body deal with and even reduce inflammation. My guess is the 3-week quick start for only $19.95 could be the best investment you ever make. Let's get you out of pain at ReliefFactor.com.
Strong, smart, outspoken.
On this show, we demand answers.
Nothing is off the table. Tonight on Hannity.
There are millions of women dealing with incontinence who know just how this feels. I recommend my patients use Attain, an easy-to-use and highly effective at-home device. Don't let incontinence be your normal. Make it a thing of the past by visiting InControlMedical.com.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed is on sale now during our Memorial Day sale. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. It even helps with this. So you wake up ready to hit the ground running. Only at a Sleep Number store. During their Memorial Day sale, save $1,000 on the new Queen Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Now only $17.99. Only for a limited time. Sleep Number. Proven quality sleep.
Now the escalating tensions with Iran. A former Iranian commander says there will be no negotiations with America, one day after President Trump told Iranian leaders, "Call me." The commander also claiming that the United States would not dare take military action against Tehran. The Trump administration this week sent an aircraft carrier and Air Force bombers headed in that direction in the Middle East to combat potential threats from Iran, it indicated. These images show the B-52 bombers arriving at a base in the Persian Gulf. That's Defense Department video. Rich Edson reporting. He's live at the State Department. Rich?
Shep, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo also has a warning for Iran. He says that any attack on an American citizen or interest would be met with swift and decisive responses. The secretary also says in this statement, quote, "We do not seek war, but Iran's 40 years of killing American soldiers, attacking American facilities, and taking American hostages is a constant reminder that we must defend ourselves." Secretary Pompeo has repeatedly demanded that Iran act like, in his words, a normal nation. He wants Iran to stop ballistic missile tests, funding militias across the Middle East, and seizing and detaining American citizens. He says that and a few other items in the United States would stop what it calls its maximum pressure campaign and welcome Iran into the community of nations, Shep.
Iranian officials, Rich, say that the U.S. walked away from negotiations.
Yeah, what Iranian officials are saying is that there were discussions between the U.S. and Iran, and then a year ago, the Trump administration decided to withdraw from the Iran nuclear agreement. A top Iranian official also tells the Iranian state media, quote, "Trump had thought that with the new sanctions and pressures imposed on the Islamic Republic by the U.S., Iran would face a kind of internal turmoil and would eventually negotiate with the U.S., but in practice, it did not happen. Over the past year, the United States has restored the sanctions that it once lifted as part of the Iran nuclear deal, specifically targeting oil and banking in Iran. Iran has demanded that the European countries that are still part of this Iran nuclear deal, that they help Iran circumvent these U.S. sanctions. In fact, the Iranian government is giving those European countries less than 2 months to help that circumvent. If not, then the Iranians are saying they're going to restart highly enriching uranium. The European governments in all of this are saying that they disagree with that threat from Iran. They're telling them not to make it. But they're also saying of the United States that it should have never left the deal to begin with. So a big mess when it comes to Iran, with the Europeans caught in the middle. Shep?
Rich Edson live at the State Department. Thanks. The Treasury Department putting Venezuelan defense and security officials on notice and warning them that the Venezuelans will face sanctions if they continue to support the disputed President Nicolas Maduro. Let's get to the White House now and the Fox Business Network's Blake Berman. Blake?
Hi there, Shepard. And this warning coming from the Treasury Department and the State Department earlier today, essentially saying those who are tied to Nicolas Maduro within the defense and security divisions could have sanctions coming their way down the line. The Treasury Department says this has to do with the recent arrests of members of the National Assembly. I'll take you back to earlier this week, just a couple days ago on Wednesday. Venezuelan forces aligned with Nicolas Maduro arrested the National Assembly Vice President Edgar Zambrano. He's been a longtime supporter of Juan Guaido, who the U.S. and dozens of other nations at this point recognize as the rightful leader of Venezuela. Wednesday evening in Florida, President Trump continued to throw the U.S. government support behind Guaido.
We also recognize the legitimate government of Venezuela, and we forcefully